Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and today is day 79 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on doing at least 2 things every day I don't want to do just because I know it'd be good for me. So yay for day 79. Only 21 days to go. I could have totally been done with this like over a month ago if I'd just done my videos every day, and I'm just totally frustrated with myself for having not done that. So now I have to figure out what I did today that I didn't want to do, starting with getting out of bed. I didn't want to do that. I actually hit my snooze button like twice this morning. And yeah, just twice this morning, and then I did other things. No, that was yesterday. I did other things, but I did go to work today, which was a good thing. I needed to do that, and then I came home, and I did not want to journal tonight, but I did make myself journal. And to be perfectly honest, I haven't journaled for like 6 days. So I was trying to remember everything for the last 6 days. I did 3 days worth of journaling tonight. I'm very proud of myself for that. I did not want to make videos tonight, but I am making a video tonight, and I'm very proud of myself for that too. Like I'm trying to get myself to do that and to be obedient and to follow through with doing things that I say that I'm going to do. So there are lots of things. I'm thinking my whole weekend is popping into my head of all the stuff I didn't want to do, and I don't really want to put them all in this video because I just don't want to. I know. I probably should, because like I said, I do things every day that I don't necessarily want to do. I just don't always make my videos about it. And today I came home like any other day, and it was just I've just been stuck in this rut of just sitting on my couch and playing a game and thinking I'm just gonna unwind for a minute, and then 3 hours later I'm like, and I'm falling asleep and it's past my bedtime and nothing gets done. And so today is kind of like that. I came home and I sat down and started doing that, but then today I was like, I just don't want to do that. There's other things that just need to be done. And for once in my life, I actually listened to that little voice in the back of my head that said there's other things that need to be done. And I started doing those other things. So I turned on my laptop and I checked my email, and I responded back to my publisher because she sent me an email yesterday, and I looked at it. And it's really funny because yesterday I was coming home from work and I was thinking about the pictures that I've drawn for my stories, for my books. They're very crude drawings. They're not crude. They're not bad drawings. Oh, that's coming out so wrong. They're like more like sketches, outlines, stick figure type drawings, because I am not an artiste when it comes to drawing things. Maybe I could be better at drawing. I think I was pretty good when I was a kid, but I never like developed that talent of drawing, so I don't really have the ability because I haven't taken classes and learned how to do it. But the things that I have learned how to do, I seem to remember how to do them, and I do them fairly well. So like I know how to draw eyes, but that's about it. I know how to draw an alien spaceship. I can draw a spaceship. It's kind of a cheesy little spaceship, not a big, huge, fancy something, just cheesy little thing, but I can do that. And I know how to draw trees, or at least like tree trunks that go up, into the air. But when it comes to the branches and the leaves, I get a little bit lost in all of that and the details. So, and I don't draw things like evenly, like my lines are never even or straight or anything like that. So, when I say crude drawings, I just mean it's like a rough drawing. It's just a rough outline. It's a sketch. It's just a idea, basically. I'm just drawing out an idea, which I drew out an idea, and I was looking at the idea, and I'm looking at the book cover that my friend did for me, and I was like, she took my little idea that I drew that just looks crazy, and she turned it into this fantastic book cover which I love. So I'm just like, yay. So I'm hoping my publisher can do the same thing with my little random sketches for my book. But she was messaging me about it yesterday, and I found the pictures. Actually, I'd taken a picture of my pictures with my phone, of my drawings, my sketches. I've taken a picture with them on my phone, and they were on my laptop. So I sent her the pictures from my laptop, but they were just from my phone, so it's not like the same as it's scanned in, and some of it was cut off, so you couldn't read all of it, you couldn't see all of it, and I was like, it's just not very good. So last night I did not want to, but I did. I I get obsessed with things. I think it's an ADHD thing, or maybe it's just a me thing, but I get these ideas in my head and I just kind of get obsessed. And since I was focusing on my drawings and my publisher wanted drawings, so then I actually sat down and I tried to trace the circle that I'd made, and I didn't do a very good job. But then I was going to try to do it again, and then I started to. I was like, no, I'm just going to go with the first one I did because I don't want to be spending all night doing this. And I'm literally cooking my dinner and worried that it's going to burn because I am so hyper focused on what I'm doing. And I'm so very grateful it didn't burn. It didn't turn out at all how I wanted it to, but it was edible, so we'll go with that. And thankfully my friend is willing to, my vision board friend is willing to scan them in for me, my drawings, so I can send them to my publisher. But I literally sat there and then I drew them, and then the original one I sent wasn't labeled, so this one I chose to label it, and so then it's like now it's all labeled, and then I left it for my friend, and then I went back and got it because I forgot to label something. I think I put my pictures out for my friend originally once, and then I decided I was going to redraw the pictures, which I didn't need to, but I did anyway. And then after I redrew the pictures, then I put them back out there, and then I realized that I hadn't labeled something, so then I went back out and I labeled it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot just leave this thing alone, it's driving me crazy. So got an email today, and she was like, oh, I like the pictures you sent me, and I'm just gonna do this, and it'll be great. And I was like, okay, except that I redrew them, and now they don't look like that anymore. And even though I told her I don't care what they look like, now I kind of do. So just very terrible. I shouldn't say that because I'm like, well, now I do, because I think I did a better job drawing the second time around than I did the first time. And the ones that I looked at didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. And so I think the ones that I redrew make a little bit more sense. But they're still not perfect drawings. And I don't know exactly if she's going to use exactly what I drew or if she's going to change it or do something different with it. I have no idea. Just going to trust her on it. But I did send her an email back and let her know that I did redraw them, and I will be sending those to her hopefully tomorrow, if not by the end of this week sometime. So I don't want her to get too carried away with what she's doing. But she did send an email back to me saying that was exactly what she was looking for or what she was hoping for. So I was like, oh, good. Then I thought, this is kind of like a God thing that she's actually asking me for specific things like drawings of stuff in my book. And I was like, I never told her I could draw stuff. I think I might have mentioned that I did have some drawings. So, it's not entirely true. I did mention to her that I did have some drawings because she did mention to me the last time she sent me my book, she asked if I had any maps because I was going to need a map for my world. And I did tell her that I do have some drawings, some sketches, but they're not perfect, whatever. So then she was asking for more specific things. And I'm like, oh, I do have those too. And then when I found those, I found a whole bunch of other things that I've drawn too, which are just, again, they're just drawn ideas. They're not something that I would publish because they're just not they're not up to par. I'm not a great artist. Probably draw about as good as I did when I was in elementary school. So you can kind of tell what I was drawing, which is cool. You can tell what I was drawing or, kind of the idea as to what I'm drawing. But it's not 3D images, and it doesn't look really, smooth and fancy. It's just kind of, rough draft, basically. Mostly stick figures. I'm a little better than stick figures, but really not good enough to look like actual people when I draw them. So really not good at hands or feet either, which is kind of not my thing. Anyway, I did have some more of those that I have ideas for book covers that I've also sent to my my Texas friend to draw for me. Well, actually I gave them to her before she moved to Texas, and I haven't written those books, so I haven't really cared about whether or not she does those book covers, but I will bug her about those book covers when I actually get the books written. So I really need to get the books written so I can bug her about my book covers. But I also paid her for the book covers, so just kind of a one-time payment, here you go, because she was like, oh, it's a one-time payment, or do you want to just pay me from your book profits? And I was like, I don't even know what kind of profits I'm going to get. So I'm like, you probably won't get any money if we do it that way. So I'm just going to just pay you for the picture and call it good. So that's kind of where we're at with this one. but she is getting credit on the book, so she will get listed as credit for having drawn the book covers. So that's fantastic. And I'm pretty sure my publisher will get credit for all of that too. So everybody gets credit where credit is due, which is fantastic. I am grateful for that too, and I'm grateful that my publisher is like trying to come up with ideas and things to put in my book, like visual aids or whatever for my book, to kind of make it, something for people to look at, to enjoy, and to visualize, to help them to visualize what I've written in the book. So things I didn't think to add to the book until she asked me to, actually. I honestly didn't even think until she asked me to, and I was like, oh yeah, I have this and I have that. So I'm grateful that she asked me. I think that's really is a God thing that she asked me, and then I was like, okay, since she asked, I will produce what I have, because again, I'm kind of embarrassed and I don't think that my drawing is very good. But if it's something that she can work with, something that she can do, something she can make better and look cool for my book, I am all for it. So anyway, like I said, things I don't really want to do, but I did, and I did let her know that I did something. I redrew them so they're a little bit different, and I will send them to her, and then she can decide which ones to use. And I am just trying to just let that go, because the reality is I'm hoping that she can make them look a lot nicer than what I can do or what I did. And if she just uses the drawings that I did, then I'm like, well, I apologize to anybody that reads my books. And I'm like, well, now you can see my imperfect drawing skills and abilities that aren't that good. But at least it's me, and it's honest, and it's what I have, and it's what I can do. So I am grateful that I'm willing to put myself out there and to share those things that I don't feel are that good. So that's something that's hard for me, is to put myself out there, to share all of these things that I don't feel like are that good about myself. And I've seen better, like other people could do a much better job. But I am grateful that I can learn from other people, and that I can let other people take what I've done and make it better and be okay with that. I still struggle with the letting them make it better part and be okay with that. I'm still struggling a little bit with that one, but I'm getting there. Just like my sister that made my song so much better when she put it to music. And then, of course, I looked to see if I've made any money off of making it public, and I'm like, I've made 4 cents. I'm like, woo, 4 cents. And I think I have to get like $3 before I can even like get a royalty check or something off of it. And it's like, yeah, I'm never going to make any money off of the song that I wrote, but because I have no idea how to advertise it. I have no idea what to do with it, but it's out there and it's done, and I'm proud of myself for having done it. And that's the whole point. That's all that matters. And I have to remember that's all that matters with my videos, and that's all that matters with my books and my writing, is that I am doing what I enjoy doing. I'm doing what I feel like God is inspiring me to do, and I'm sharing it to the best of my abilities. And for the handful of people that watch my videos, that listen to my songs, or that will eventually read my books when they get published, hopefully it's uplifting and it's inspiring, and it's just sharing a little piece of myself. But I also feel as I share a little bit of a piece of myself, it takes away the fear, and I get more comfortable with sharing pieces of myself. And it was a lot easier for me to do my drawing and then to look at it and be like, oh, but I can make this better, and I have an idea as to how to do this and to do this. And I'm like, I don't know what I was thinking before, so this is better. Like, I'm totally willing to just redo it. And I don't know if it's because I just didn't like the way it was done before, and I was just trying to make it better, which is probably what I was trying to do, because I'm still a little embarrassed about putting the original one out there. But at least I'm willing to share it, and that is a new thing for me, and that's usually a lot harder for me. And at this point I was like, oh yeah, I have all this stuff, let me go find it, and then I'll just share it like it's no big deal. And I'm like, that to me is progress, it's growth, it's change in myself, to be that open and willing to share those things, because I'm not normally that open and willing. So I feel like doing these videos and doing things that I don't want to do has been helping me to be more comfortable with myself, and putting myself out there, and learning to not be as concerned about what other people think and other people's responses, and just trusting that this is what God wants me to do, and God is helping me to do this, and it's going to be it's going to be okay. And it is something to help me to grow and to learn and become a better person, and hopefully to be a good example and to show other people that it's possible and you can do this too. Because I don't want to do this whole journey by myself. And I know sometimes it helps to just know that you're not alone in the process, and it's okay because it's a process. And as you can see, I do this process very imperfectly, very sporadically, and I still very much so struggle with things. So I get very excited when I can do something, and for whatever reason, whatever moment, it didn't feel like a struggle. So today I'm just grateful that I am choosing to make my videos and to journal and to do things instead of just avoiding them. So that is what I have for today. If you like these videos, you can hit like, subscribe, share with someone else if you think they'll like it too. And I hope you have a great day full of gratitude, and maybe find one or two things to do today that you don't want to do but you know would be good for you.